Welcome to Growing Your Team, a podcast designed for small business owners seeking to grow their company with the help of employees and contractors. Your time is limited, which means growing and leveraging teams is essential for business success. The Growing Your Team podcast is the place to learn tips and techniques designed to help you know when it's the right time to hire, how to select perfect fit team members, and how to maximize productivity while creating a positive work environment. Drawing from her 10-plus years of leadership and hiring experience, here is your host, Jamie Van Cuyk.
Hi, I'm Jamie Van Cuyk, and welcome to the Growing Your Team podcast. I'm so excited to have you here listening. This is our first episode, and I'm going to take some time today to tell you a little bit about this podcast, what you can expect, and a little bit about myself, how I work with clients today, and what led me to having this business where I help people like you grow the teams they need for business success. This podcast is designed for business owners who are looking to grow a business that is bigger than themselves, a business where they need the help of team members to get there. These team members can be employees, they can be contractors, or they can be a combination of both. But that business owner needs people by their side, continual support, so they can reach their goals, serve their clients, and create the products that are needed so their business can thrive, generate revenue, and for yourself as that business owner, give yourself the income that you want and you deserve due to the effort you're putting into your business. This podcast will consist of solo episodes where it'll be just me and episodes where I will be bringing in special guests. Through these segments, you'll be learning tips and techniques designed to help you know when it's the right time to add a team member, how to find the right people to fill all your openings, and how to lead a team to business success. Once you start adding people to your team, you want them to be successful. You want to have a team that grows your business and doesn't feel like this extra weight on your shoulders dragging you down every day. And that's the whole purpose of this podcast. I want your teams to be a positive. I want you to love your team members. I want you to see them as this great thing for your business and that you couldn't be where you are without them. And I am going to help you get there through this podcast and with the guests that I'm going to be bringing to you. So let me tell you a little bit more about me. I am Jamie Van Cuyk, and I am a small business consultant who helps high-performing business owners grow and lead the teams that they need for business success. I help my clients from everything from identifying when it's the right time to hire and what positions are going to produce a positive ROI on their company, to helping people find the right talents for their openings, to helping people overcome some of the leadership challenges that come up when you're managing a team within your small business. We're not perfect leaders, and sometimes we need help along the way so we can continue having our team members meet expectations and help us get what we want when we hired team members to begin with. I started out my career in corporate. I worked my way up from being a temp at a corporate company to being a manager that managed really effective teams. My teams were productive. I had extremely low turnover, and even the last team I managed went from a team where people were quitting and leaving left and right to one where I would have people constantly asking when I was hiring for my team because they wanted to join. During this time in corporate, I got a lot of experience hiring team members. While my team was pretty stable, our department had some openings here or there. We were a pretty large department, so whether it was positive turnover as people were moving elsewhere within the organization or negative turnover as people were leaving the company, we pretty much consistently had openings on our team that needed to be filled. Because my team was so stable, a lot of the times I was asked or would volunteer to help with the hiring initiatives. I worked alongside with HR to really learn what it meant to hire employees, what it meant to be really effective in an interview, what questions you should ask, what you shouldn't ask, how to review resumes quickly. Because there was this one time we were filling 18 positions at once because we got approval to expand our department. 18 positions that we wanted to have starting all at the same time in a very short period of time. And do you know how many resumes you have to review to make 18 hiring decisions, or to say yes to 18 people, like 18 new hires? You have to review a lot of resumes. And I needed a way to do that quickly and effectively. And I learned how to do that. And so I was able to then perfect phone screening abilities and everything to say, how do we make sure we're getting the right candidates for our job? How do we make sure that we are succeeding, that we're not bringing people in that are going to be gone quickly? I left that corporate career even though I loved it because I always had the entrepreneurship bug. I wanted to start a business, and I was just waiting all these years to figure out what type of business it was going to be. And while I was trying to figure out what type of business it was going to be, I was learning. But finally, it became time, and I left my corporate job to start a software development company with my husband. Well, 6 months into running that business, I realized it was not for me. I was miserable day in and day out, and I didn't leave a job I loved to be miserable in my own business. That was not why I wanted to be an entrepreneur. And I decided that I needed to put that business to the side and do something else. I decided that consulting was it. I had done some consulting work for the corporate company that I had left, and I loved it. But I said, what should I focus on? What should be my business? During that time, I did a lot of research speaking to small business owners and finding out their needs. And what I was hearing over and over again was, I never had to hire until I had to do it for my own business. I never had to lead employees, and now I have a team. I bought a business that had employees who had been around for years. They were like a family. And then I screwed it all up, and one by one they left. And I realized at that point in time that not everyone had my background that was starting a business. Most people who are starting a business had never managed a team before. Or they did manage a team, but they were in a corporate company where there was so much support. They had amazing HR departments. They had these extended leadership teams that now when they were isolated and out on their own, they didn't really know how to make the decisions that were needed because they were depending on that support before. And now that it wasn't there, they didn't know what to do. People were looking for help. And I noticed at that time that there really wasn't people speaking to small business owners, especially the really small companies, the startups that were trying to build and grow a team for the first time. Most people that were helping with the growing of teams and getting to that next level with teams, they were focusing on teams much larger than the small companies that I was speaking with. And I decided that seeing those businesses wanted the help and there was no one offering that help, that I would do it. So that is how I started this business. And since then, I have been helping business owners just like you overcome the challenges that they're facing when it comes to growing or leading their teams. So I'm so excited for this podcast and to be sharing you tips and techniques that are going to help you get that team that you want, get that team that you desire, that team that's going to lift you up personally and is going to help your business become successful. So until next time, I am Jamie Van Cuyk, and thank you so much for joining me on this journey of the Growing Your Team podcast.
Thank you for joining us for this episode of Growing Your Team with your host, Jamie Van Cuyk. Be sure to subscribe and head on over to growingyourteam.com to connect, access the show notes, and discover more ways to hire and leverage your perfect fit team.